When updating an existing field boundary, it is vitally important that you edit the field boundary that is already in existence instead of creating a new boundary. The reason it is important to edit the boundary and not just create a new boundary is because every field boundary has a GUID number, or Globally Unique Identifier number, associated with it. All of the data belonging to that field is associated to that GUID number. So, in order to maintain all of the historical data that is associated with the field boundary, you must edit a boundary instead of creating a new one. If you create a new boundary, that field will have a new GUID number, and all of the past data, such as fertility, management operations, and yield records, will not be associated with it. However, when we edit a field boundary, the original GUID number is maintained, and all of the records that belong to the field are adjusted according to how the field has been updated. Fields can be moved while maintaining its GUID number to other farms or growers. Say we have farmed a field, such as this one, and have multiple years of records on it. However, for some reason, this portion of the field will no longer be farmed. The leasing agreements have changed, you have sold it, or you plan to do something different with the ground. By editing the field boundary, Summit will clip the records so that all of the historical information that falls within the edited field boundary will still apply to the field. The key thing to remember is that when you want to make changes to a boundary that is already in the system, yet keep all of the historical data, only edit the boundary. To edit an existing field boundary, go to Setup, then Field Management Setup. A row of tabs at the top provide a number of selections. Click on the Edit Delete Fields tab. Next, we will navigate down to the field we desire to edit. Then click the Edit Boundary button at the bottom of the screen. If for some reason you want to use field-specific imagery other than what will appear in the digitizer, then choose the available image and hit the Next button. For this example, I'm going to use the imagery that will become available in the digitizer. Summit now opens the digitizer, and we see our field of interest in green and any surrounding field boundaries in blue. Selecting Edit Vertices, we can add, delete, or edit vertices as needed. Remember that on this field, we said that we would take this portion out of production. Moving the vertices to the new boundary points, I will make any final adjustments, and once I am finished editing and ready to save, click Done. A warning message will appear stating that all previous management zones will be deleted. Don't be alarmed. All of the historical records that are associated with the field will be maintained. It is the management zone splits that were originally used to create the records that will be discarded, and we can still access the zones in the Records section. After hitting Save, the field boundary will be updated throughout the system.